Hello, hello, hello. I hope everybody is having a fabulous night. I'm going to shut that blind since it's a little bright. Hold on here. There we go. Make a little noise. So it's going to be an exciting evening, and I hope that that is not a literal thing because it's been rainy all day and the doggies have been cooped up and would not go in their kennel because they're wild. Right, they're wild. So anyways, so tonight we are going to have some fun things to do. So last fall, several times I talked about good luck buttons and bad luck buttons. And when was it? Tuesday, I realized that my good luck button was on, but I also realized that my bad luck button was also on. So I had something happen that made me realize, yeah. So I'm glad that my good luck button was on because things could have been so much worse, but my bad luck button was on too. So I thought, well, if that is where I'm at, maybe that might be where you're at. So I think tonight we'll probably do some checking to see if everyone has their good luck button and their bad luck button and what's on and what's off. So, because you got to have the right one on and the right one off. So, anyway, so if you are there, say hello. So, yeah. So I've got my list as usual. So I figure we're going to talk about good luck buttons. If you're watching on the replay and you don't want to hear all this idle chit chat, about 10 minutes in, we will be doing a healing pulse, and that's when the healing begins. But for now, I will be collecting things that people want to work on and seeing how everyone is. So I've got Joan, who's in the room, and acknowledging my wild puppies. Yep, because here's Duncan. He's usually not the wild one. And Marina's here too. Hi, Marina. And then Lisa's here too. Yay. So it will be a good night. But also tonight, I'm experimenting with some different lists. And let me get the list up because, usually I do my emotion code list from the book, The Emotion Code. And then I have this much larger list called Emotions, Sensations, and Behaviors, which is here. So, and here's my emotion code list. There's only like 6 things on. It's sort of counterintuitive with the camera and holding things up. I want to go the opposite way. So then I have this core negative beliefs, and I might save this one for next time because this one's more about beliefs than emotions. However, I have this discordant energy chart, which is different than many of the other lists I have. So we might work with that one. And then we might also work on this trauma energy list. So I think we'll experiment and just see if those would be helpful. But lots of cool stuff. So if anyone has anything that you want to work on after the first healing pulse, let me know. So I'm checking to see. So this is week number 2 officially of using my Melon. I guess technically it's not software. It's an app. And so I've got 2 people in Facebook and that have commented because otherwise I don't know who's there. And then 1 person on YouTube. Oh, there's Jane. Yay. Fabulous. Yeah, so it is going to be a good night. And there's Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Trying to think if there's anything else. So I've been experimenting because I know at least one of you had asked about my abundance program that I was going to start in March, and then my Facebook page got stolen, and I sort of sat on the couch for 6 weeks because I didn't know what to do. So I've decided I'm going to probably re-offer, because I gave like one little mini, well, it wasn't a mini session. I gave one session away on a Sunday night for anyone who wanted to participate in that. So I think I'm going to do that again. I'll pick an evening, and then whoever wants to participate in that can show up for free. And then that'll be something that I will run on a monthly basis for a fee. And I will look at removing blocks to abundance, but also increasing and reinforcing your good thoughts about abundance. And then, this little gadget that here, let me unplug it. The Healy that I've been running scans for people for, I can actually buy frequencies to go with this that are very specific to certain things. So I'm considering purchasing some abundance frequencies, but I haven't decided who or where I'm going to get them from. I've got a list that I'm exploring. Yes, I thought that might interest you, Marina. So I will definitely let everyone know. If you have not received a free scan with this, let me know. Or if you have asked me and you haven't heard from me, check your Facebook spam, because I know there's a couple of you I wrote, because to do the scan, I need to set you up in my system. And so I need some specific information. And I sort of think that some of those messages are lost in your spam. Hear that, or let me know again, and I will ask again. But it's pretty cool. And I think especially if I can do this with a focus on abundance and prosperity, especially related to money, and then do that in addition to what I was already doing, I think it's going to be a really great thing. So, but I want to find, if I'm going to have to pay for something, well, like you guys, if you're going to pay for something, you want to make sure it's going to be good. So yeah, I'm really sort of excited about it. And the sad thing is I was so excited about this back in March, and because I think, so I got shut down like on a Wednesday night in the middle of the night, like 1 a.m. And then Thursday, I was going to meet with everyone on Thursday, and I was going to announce, the details and start signing people up. And so, yeah, so it was like less than 24 hours before I was going to launch everything that it just got shut down. So I'm sort of excited. I think it will be powerful, because especially, so I've got probably about, gosh, how many? I have hundreds of statements about money and money beliefs, both good and bad. But I also will be collecting statements that you guys say, well, I grew up believing that I had to work really hard to have money. And you and I both know that that isn't true. There are people that have done nothing and get money handed to them. Granted, it doesn't seem quite fair, but money can just sort of drop out of the sky. But if you don't believe that, and that you only believe you can have money if you work really hard, is going to push away money that might be just fall into your lap. So yeah, so that's one of my things, is that you have to work hard to have money. So yeah, so during the process, I will be asking, each of you, if you have statements that you grew up with, or you sort of gathered as an adult, that have hindered your role in attracting abundance to you. So yeah, so that's going to be the first one that I offer. And then I'm also probably doing a monthly subscription that's going to include more of this kind of thing, but on a smaller level, and different themes. And yeah, so we'll see. But it is 10 after the hour. So let's start our healing pulse. So for those of you who have never experienced it, this is a very targeted, targeted energy. It goes to where you direct it. And so the easy place to send it is if you're having any physical pain or discomfort, because then you'll want to send to that area. But if you're having something emotional going on or anxiety or something else, like something in your head even, is it triggering something in your body? Is anxiety going on, and where do you feel that? So you need to think about where you want to send the energy. And so part of it is, just practicing and thinking about it, because most people, when you feel anxiety, you don't always think about where does anxiety live in my body. Well, like for me, anxiety lives in the pit of my stomach, and it makes me feel nauseous when I'm really anxious. And so for me, that's where I'll want to send the energy, and because I'll want that feeling to go away. And initially, the healing pulse will work on the issue that you're drawing attention to, like the anxiety or the pain. If you still don't have anywhere specific that you want to send the energy, I would suggest, sending it to your head or your heart. And so that's where you'll put your hands. Or if you want to just send to your body overall, you can just place your hands away from your body and just imagine the energy coming in. So let's go ahead. We're going to rub our hands together until they are warm, and that pretty much will activate the energy. And then once they're warm, place the hands where you want to direct the energy to. Okay, and so now the most important thing is to be open and allowing. So imagine I'm standing there next to you and my hands are on your hands. So not only are you feeling your own healing frequencies, because I do believe everyone has healing frequencies, it's just a matter of practice and using them and trust. But you will also receive my personal healing frequencies. And so imagine my hands are on your hands, and just be open and allowing, and just breathe. Breathe really deep, because nowadays people don't really breathe. And so breathing's really important. And so for this first one, we're just going to breathe. Future healing pulses tonight, I'll give a little bit more instruction. But this for now is just a basic healing pulse. So breathe it in. And as the name says, you might even feel it pulse. Open and allowing. Okay, so that was our first healing pulse of the evening. Let me know how everyone's doing, if you have any questions. And I have started my list, although I don't have anyone on it yet. So if you've got something that you want to work on specifically, let me know. And we will just see how the evening goes. So I'm just seeing. So this system is so much better, because how many times in my old system did I tell you guys I can't see comments? I need to stop and scroll. So this seems pretty automatic. So hey, Janelle and Joanne, welcome. So, and then later on tonight, we are going to talk about good luck buttons and bad luck buttons. So Joanne, I will put you down for that. Oh, and Joan, I've got you too. love, calm. All right, I think, Joan, you were the first one. Fabulous. Okay. All right, so let's see what tool we're going to use first. And Jane, work. Oh, Marina. Sadness. All right, so let's see. Joan, we're going to do you first. Let's see which one. We're going to work on calmness and see if there's an underlying reason why you're not calm. Ooh, and we're using one of my new lists for you, Joan. Let me see what that is. I basically just printed them out. I didn't really look at them a lot. Okay, so let's see which one it is. So I made up acronyms and didn't really pay attention. Okay, so we're going to use the discordant energy chart for you, Joan. So let's see what that is. Some of these has some overlap to the ones that I typically use, but this one has some new ones on it. Panic. Let me get an age on that, Joan. Can you hear barking? That's Dexter. He's, yeah, not good. Okay, so let's get an age. Around age 19, Joan, does that sound familiar? Somewhere plus or minus a year, so 18, 19, 20. So I'm going to go ahead and release that. So it looks like most people are on Facebook. So Joan, can you tell, are you the only one on YouTube? Oh, there's Anne Marie. Oh, that doesn't feel very good, Anne Marie. Let me write that down. Okay, so let's see. Did that release? Yes. And did the voids get filled? Yes. I think it's just a matter of time before you have lots of people with you on YouTube there, Joan. All right, so let me just put calm. Joanne, you're next with healing from your procedure today. I'm glad that it was short and uneventful, but let's see if we can get that healing to move along quickly. Thanks, Joan. All right, so one of the new ones, let's see, which one is it? And we're going to use the trauma energy list for you, Joanne. And we'll see what comes up with this. Let's see. And so it's the word concern. So let me get an age on that, and maybe it'll make more sense to you, Joanne, okay? Around age 17. And so with this, think about, so I'm using the word concern, I think, like as a problem. So when you think about being 17 or even 16, 17, or 18, did you have an issue that worried you a lot? So let me go ahead and release that because that's playing a role in your healing. All right, so Lisa, I'm going to add you about anxiety. Okay, so let's see. Joanne, let me know if that rings a bell. So I did get that to release. And the void has been filled. And next we're going to work on Marina and sadness. So let's see which tool I'm going to use for sadness. And then we're going to use the we're going to also use the trauma list for you. So let's see what's on that. So let me, so it's a word I don't know if I've ever said. So I'm going to look it up. Because Marina, I'm not sure if you used this word before, because I don't think, because I know Marina knows a lot of languages, but I'm not sure if this is a word you'll be familiar with. Okay, the word is self-recrimination. And so the definition is the act of accusing or blaming oneself. I think some of the other tools call it self-abuse, but this is more verbal, mental. So yeah, let me know if that rings a bell, Marina, and let me get an age on that for you. All right, so around age 13, Marina. Self-recrimination. Okay, well, let's get rid of that because you don't need that. Because when you have that, you're more likely to keep doing it because it's sort of you fall into the ease of what you do. So let's remove that. And I'm going to fill the voids with the healing pulse energy. Oh, there's Paula. Welcome, Paula. Oh, and Duncan's here to help. Such a good Duncan. All right. Okay, so that did release. All right, so Paula, we will add you. And Jane, you are next. So Jane, I'm glad you just said work because let's just lump everything together and expect it to be healed and better. Oh, and there's Leslie. Welcome. We're just doing some individual healing. So if you've got something you want to work on, just put it in the comments. All right, so let's see what tool we're going to use for Jane. And so Jane, we're going to use one of the newer tools. This discordant energy. Let's see what comes up. Low self-esteem. Let me get an age on that. Around age 13. So plus or minus a year. So 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there, Jane. And so having low self-esteem as a trapped emotion, belief, or sensation, that makes you more sensitive to having that. So let's just get rid of that, because especially as an adult, you just need to be the strong, confident woman that you are in here. Thanks, Leslie. I will put that down. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to work on releasing low self-esteem. Okay, that's been released. And the void has been filled. Wonderful. Good. So I'm hoping that this will make you feel more confident when it's so personal. Okay, so did that release? Yes. All right, so Anne-Marie, you are next. Let's see what tool we're going to use. We're going to use the discordant energy chart for Anne-Marie. And it's guilt. So let me get an age on that, Anne-Marie. Around age 14. So 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there. So I don't know if that rings a bell. Thank you, Leslie. Isn't it pretty? It's one of those fake electric ones. But I, especially in the cold winter, I can set it to heat up the room, and it's just lovely. And it's chilly here where I am, so that's even better. All right, so let's see. Releasing and removing guilt. Okay. So Anne-Marie, I am getting that released and the void has been filled. Lisa, you are next. And then after this one, Lisa, we're going to do a healing pulse. So everybody think about where you want to send the energy for the pulse. All right, so Lisa, we're going to focus on anxiety. And we've got a couple new lists that I'm using. And so Lisa, we're going to use the trauma energy list. So this is a word. I don't know if I've ever used this one either. I thought my vocabulary is pretty good, but most of these words are only words that I read about on this list. So this is thwarted. THWARTED, thwarted. So when I think about thwarted, I think about like there was a bank robbery and the security guard thwarted the money being stolen. But I should probably look that up and see what thwarted is. But so I will look that up. And then I'll get you an age, Lisa. Let's see. Thwarted. Oh, it depends on what. If you use it as a verb, a noun, or an adjective. I sort of like it as a verb, but to oppose successfully, to run counter to so as to effectively oppose or battle, to pass through or across. So the adjective is situated or placed across something else. So let me get you an age, Lisa, and let's see if that rings a bell to that word. Around age 15. So we're getting very similar ages for most of you. So it could be 14, 15, 16. So I don't know if there's a situation that rings a bell, Lisa, but it's playing a role in your anxiety. So let's go ahead and release that. So releasing and removing thwarted. Okay. Did that release? Yes. And the void has been filled. Yes. Okay, so next we're going to do another healing pulse. So with this, think about where you want to send it, where you want to receive it from me sending it to you. And if the issue that you had received it for prior is still there, even a little twinge, keep your hands in about the same place unless it moved. Sometimes with pain, things move. And that's a really good sign if things move, by the way. Because what the energy does is it first goes to the problem. You know, if it's say you're working on pain or anxiety, it'll go to that first. But then if there's energy left over, it goes also to reaching the underlying issue. So let's go ahead. You want to rub your hands together and place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. And so I'm sending now. So imagine my hands are on your hands and just be open and allowing. And so this time when you breathe, I want you to breathe really deep, but I want you to breathe it in and hold it. And then when you can't hold it anymore, let it out. But as you're releasing it, imagine things that don't serve you, things that don't belong, being expelled through your breath. So like Lisa said, there's reasons why you're anxious. Imagine the healing going to the reasons why you're anxious, and then imagine those pieces leaving on your breath. And with each outward breath, your levels get better and better as far as being anxious. All right. So that was healing pulse number 2 of the night. Paula, you are next. So, Paula, we're going to use one of my new tools, but I think specifically because of this, we're going to do the brain balancing tonight too, because that will help you. I'm sure everybody else says, thank you, Paula. because there's a few of you that really like that brain balancing. So let's see which new one I'm using. Helplessness. Let me get an age on that, Paula. Around age 14. So I don't know if there's a situation or it was just the time in your life. So, but let me know if that resonates with you. Wow, Anne Marie. That's too bad at that age. So let me know if your neck and your back, if you're still in having some discomfort. If so, I think it would be good to use more of the healing pulses for that specific area. All right, so I'm removing helplessness from Paula. Okay, I'm getting that left. Okay. And the void has been filled. So Leslie, you are next. You've got some inflammation going on. Let's see if that's something that we can work on. And I'm also going to use one of the new charts for that. Hostility. So let me see what time frame that is. Around age 18. And I hear somebody really crying, so I need to just go check. I'm sorry. I will be right back. What's going on? What's your problem? You poor thing. Why were you crying? So if you weren't here at the beginning, the dogs have been outside or inside all day, cooped up because it was raining most of the day, and they should be in their kennels, and they're just wild. So this is Dexter. He was sitting outside in front of the open door crying. So, and then this is Duncan. So let's see if they can be good. Probably not. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. Wow, Paula, that's right on. So think about that. Did something trigger that, or have you worked through all the top layers? And so that was the next layer at the top of something that you needed to work on. Good, Anne-Marie. I'm hoping by the time we get done that you feel much better. Yep, these are my shelter babies. So they're both from Texas. So Dexter came up in July, And Duncan came up here in into January. So let's see. Okay, so but they're a little distracted. All right, so Leslie, hostility around age 18. So it could be 17, 18, or 19 because ages are hard. So think about if something happened, or was it just a tough time? Well, that just means, Paula, you're making progress. So with these, so emotions, events often get trapped in layers. And so you release a layer that you remember as being sort of a traumatic time in life. And then you think, oh gosh, life is going to be really good. Things are going to get better. And sometimes they do. And sometimes they do for a while, but sometimes right away, or maybe after a stressful event, something else comes up. And then you realize that, no, you've got more to work on. So, yep, the older we get, the more layers of stuff we typically have. And there are other things that you can do to release it, like, therapy helps tremendously. Wow. That's a tough age not to have your mom with you. Sorry. Oh, I could see why you'd be irritated and hostile. Okay, so let's release and remove that. And so with these trapped emotions, behaviors, and beliefs, it also elevates your level of what's normal. And so if you have this level of, when I look at, the reasons of panic, concern, low self-esteem, it means it makes you much less of that to feel that, much less of that to feel hostility. And so even years later, that means you're more sensitive to that. It takes a lot less to trigger you when you feel that emotion. And sadly, the level to which you feel it is not exactly normal because you are more sensitive to that. I hope that makes sense. So what this does is it drops down your level of what's normal. And so especially, Leslie, with your inflammation, I'm hoping that this reduces that, although there are probably multiple layers to your inflammation. Okay, so let's see. That did release. So now it's time for my commercial, because as many of you know, in February, I left my full-time job to finish grad school. So I have one class left. It starts in 7 weeks. I'm really dreading it. And this fall, I've got my capstone. So I'm almost through. But the rest of my life, I'm supposed to be a full-time healer. And so I'm really trying to promote the healing business that I do. So these Thursday nights, this is something that I always plan on doing because this is part of giving back. So it's for people who they've got time Thursday night. They're really drawn to just simple quickness of this, but maybe this will get you to be comfortable with these concepts so much that you would want a regular session with me. And so with a regular session, what you gain is total privacy. Here it's a little public, although all of you have been so supportive to each other. I'm just really happy for you, that it's sort of like a little secondary family where people, we cheer each other on, which is wonderful. So also on the Thursday nights, I mainly use tools that are very quick and easy. So probably one of my most used tools for my regular session is an entity removal tool. And I use it almost in every session. And then I've got this new offensive energies tool. And then lately, for every regular session, then I've been using this too. So, because this, not only do I send frequencies, but then I set the machine to send frequencies too, based on what this scans. And so there's just a lot of benefits. Also, if you want to learn muscle testing, typically I teach the sway test because that's one of the easier things. But if you want to talk about, some of the finger ones, because I use this finger flicking one. So, and I think over the Thanksgiving broadcast, I showed how to do that, although that's under my old account. So it's still available, but you'd have to go find it. Let me know if you need a link, because everything's still out there. The hacker didn't take anything down, didn't really do anything. Everything's just sitting there. It looks like I'm just not communicating, but there's no way for me to even go in and put something on my main account that says that I don't have access. Wow, Paula, thank you. That was very nice for you to share. So yeah, so that's my little commercial. If ever you have any questions about it, and I'll be doing some more things here and there, trying to figure out what people want, what people need, versus what's easy for me. Because if it's easy for you, or easy for me, but it isn't really what you're looking for, that doesn't really help anyone, does it? So anyways, so also this fall, I plan on starting to teach Reiki. I'm updating my Reiki and reactivating, well, my original website, reikibythelake.com, has been out there for years, but I didn't really do much to it. And so I've got a new website, summeravalon.com, and I'm going to have the websites go back and forth. So, because typically there's a lot of people that contact me about Reiki. It's just one of those tools that I think it's pretty well known. So, but some of the information on it's a little old. Plus, I've got my old name under there, so I should probably change it so it's consistent. But anyways, fabulous, Leslie. I like to hear that. So next, we're going to talk about the good luck buttons and the bad luck buttons. I don't know if anyone saw it on Facebook, but I gave an example of my bad luck button being on, but my good luck button was also on. So I mowed my lawn Tuesday, which is quite large. So I have a riding lawnmower because I'm too old just to push my little pushing lawnmower. So, and whoever had the house before me did not have any flowers or anything, but they put all these rocks against the house. And then they didn't put any like barrier. So I've got all these rocks and all these weeds everywhere. Well, somehow I ran over a rock and it broke my front. I have a large window in my front door. It broke it. And so that's why I figure my bad luck button is on. Plus I muscle tested. So, and it was about 2 inches from the frame. So 2 inches more, it might have, scuffed the frame, but it wouldn't have broken like the whole window. And so the reason why I say my good luck button is also on, because it's that tempered glass. So although it like shattered like the whole thing, it all stayed in one piece and it's still there. And if I push on it, it doesn't move. So at some point I'll have to have it replaced. But yeah, it would have been a horrible mess if it had totally broken and shattered. There would have been glass everywhere. So my bad luck button is on because that's why it happened. But my good luck button is on too because everything's sort of held in place. So who wants to know if their bad luck button is on and their good luck button is off because we'll switch you. And I know that we did this quite a while ago, and I think we did it twice last fall. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, and that's the cool thing. Okay, so Joanne, let's see. So I'm keeping track, of course. All right, so is Joanne's bad luck button off? No. Okay, so your bad luck button is on. So that means you're attracting more bad luck. We don't want that. Is Joanne's good luck button on? Okay, so that's good. So your good luck button is on, but your bad, so I'll do everybody that wants it. And then at the end, I'll just switch you as a group, okay? All right, so Lisa, is her good luck button on? Yes, so that's good. Is her bad luck button off? Yes. Okay, so Lisa, you are doing good. All right, Jane, let's see. Is Jane's good luck button on? Yes. Is her bad luck button off? No. Okay, so Jane, we need to switch that bad luck button. All right, so Anne Marie and Paula. All right, good luck button is on. Bad luck button is on. All right, so Anne Marie, your bad luck button needs some work. But so far, all of you have had your good luck button on, so that's good. All right, so Paula. Ooh, Paula, your good luck button is not on. So we need to turn that on. And is Paula's bad luck button off? Ooh, both of them. All right, so Paula, we need to do some work on both of yours, your bad luck button and your good luck button. So Jane, were you on when we did this before? I can't remember. So I think I started talking about this because a friend of mine was mentioning it, just good luck and bad luck in general. Ooh, here we go. So it looks like last time we had to do a lot of switching. And so this time there isn't a lot of switching. I mean, just of the 5 of you, there's one that we need to work on your good luck button. And then 4 of you, we need to work on your bad luck button. Did I miss anybody? I've got Joanne, Lisa, Jane, Anne Marie, and Paula. Or did people drop off? So let's see. So Paula, we're going to switch it so your good luck button is on, because especially, ooh, Joan, we definitely need to work on Joan. All right, is Joan's good luck button on? Yes. Is her bad luck button off? Ooh, Joan, you are good. Yep, because there's just a couple of you that were good for both. All right, so Paula. Oh, Leslie. Oh, and Leslie, we need to turn on that good luck button. The good thing, Leslie, your bad luck button is not turned on. So you're not going to be attracting any bad luck. So that's good. But we need to make sure that your good luck button is working and attracting to you. Very appropriate, huh, Joan? Okay, so I am switching. Let me just see if there's an underlying reason why Paula or Leslie's good luck button is turned off. No. Can I just switch them on? Yes. Okay. So that's the nice thing. When there isn't underlying reasons, we can just change things. Okay, so we're switching Paula's good luck button to on and Leslie's good luck button to on. Okay. Is Paula yes? Yes. Is Leslie yes? Yes. Okay. All right. So now Joanne, Jane, Anne Marie, and Paula, your bad luck button is on, meaning that bad luck is a little bit more attracted to you than normal. So let's turn this off because you don't need any bad luck. All right, so releasing and removing this bad luck, turning it to the off position, sort of making them invisible, and anyone else invisible to bad luck, so it doesn't find you. Let's add me to that list. I sure didn't want to break my window this past week. All right, so let's see. Joanne, is Joanne's bad luck button off? Yes. What about Jane? Yes. Anne Marie? Yes. Paula? Yes. Me? Yes. Yay. All right. Well, thank you for playing with me. Those good luck, bad luck buttons. But it's like, yeah, when I broke my window, I'm like, that's just so wrong. And why? Because totally like fluke kind of thing. I guess I should have known. But I think if my bad luck button had been off, it would have hit the frame. It might have made a mark. But now I've got quite the job ahead of me of taking my door apart, taking out the window that's broken without making a huge mess, and then getting a replacement to put back in. Yeah, not fun. So does anyone have any questions? I know we're going to do the brain balancing, and I know several of you are going to want to do the healing pulses in a baggie, and I'll explain that right before we do it. Does anybody have any questions? Anything I should revisit? I'm going to quick go through the list because it's 7:59 where I'm at, so I've got another few minutes. Ooh, and there's Victoria. So Victoria, we just finished a little exercise talking about good luck buttons and bad luck buttons. Do you want me to check yours? You are very welcome. So I'm going to just quick run through the list and just see if there's any other layers. There's a couple of you that missed or that you had multiple things. Thank you, Anne Marie. So here's the new cool thing that I can do on here. I can put comments and share it with the screen. So that's sort of fun. Actually, you could, but let me just give you the answer now. And Victoria, you're switched. So I'm going to fix it, and you can watch the replay if you want a further explanation of it. But in essence, I'm going to turn on your good luck button because it's been off. But the problem is not only is your good luck button off, but your bad luck button is on. So we're going to flip those so that you have good luck and not bad luck. So let me just quick fix that. No worries. It's just nice you're here. All right, so let's see. Okay. So both of those have been changed. So that's good. So I'm going to quick go through and we are going to, I'm going to go through the list. Oh, that's really nice. So Victoria co-hosts a show on YouTube every Tuesday night at 8:30 Central. Always really interesting. Typically of the paranormal type topics, definitely a woo-woo kind of thing. So Victoria, who's going to be on Tuesday night? And I'm just quick going through the list to see if there's more layers for anyone. I only have one more. Ooh, that sounds fun, Victoria. A magician mind reader. What does that even mean? So like sleight of hand, but yet he'll tell you your deepest, darkest secrets, or what? All right, so you entertain and let us know. And the only one on the list of 8 people was Joan. And I've got one little segment I'm going to work on for you, Joan. Let me just see what tool we're using. It's trauma. Let me find my list. Vince Wilson. I have not heard of him, but many of your guests I haven't heard of either, but they've all been pretty interesting. So Joan, so I'm working on loving yourself, and I get inadequate. That I think that's playing a big role. Let me get an age. So let me put that on. So Victoria, Joan had a question. She's on YouTube though. I've got her question on the screen. What is it? Edge of the Rabbit Hole? Is that the name of it? Yes, we're definitely going to get rid of that, Joan. Get an age on it though too. 13. I think that's the age of the night. Because we had, let's see, 17, 19, 13, 13, 14, 15, 14. I didn't write down one age, and then Joan, I age 13. So let's get rid of that. So I will, ooh, there we go. I will share that. So that is the YouTube channel. And it's on every Tuesday, 7:30 Central. And so Victoria is the co-host with Mike, who is the original creator of the show. And Victoria asked the best questions, of course. All right, so let's see. Did that release for Joan? Yes. Okay, so we're going to do some brain balancing, and then we're going to do, we'll do the healing pulse, and we'll give you some healing pulses to go. We'll put them in a baggie for you. All right, so Victoria, if you haven't been here for a healing pulse, that's what we're going to do next. And we're going to do the brain balancing piece of it, which is sort of a different way of using the energies, but many people seem to like it. So Victoria, Joan just subscribed. So I imagine you might see Joan in the comments. All right, so for the brain balancing, we're going to use the healing pulse energies to balance the left and right brain hemispheres. And this does a lot of different things. But imagine that with your hemispheres, imagine if they're not connecting to each other, they're not talking to each other, you feel off balance, you feel somewhat disconnected, discombobulated, and just things just aren't quite right. And so, Paula, I think you're right. I think this will help you be more connected. And I think I said 7:30 Central. It's 8:30 Central, so sorry about that. So I want you to take your 2 fingers on each hand, and then you're going to put it against your skull, against your skin, about an inch above each ear. And so imagine that the energy between the 2 sets of fingers will be connecting, because that's what we're going to do. So the pineal gland is deep inside, but it's intersects with this. And so what part of the exercise does is it goes through the pineal gland. And with this, I sort of, with the energy, intend that it goes through the pineal gland, and especially if there's any calcification, which hinders intuition, that it can break up and, at a minimum, sort of crackle the calcification so that you can start feeling and using your intuition more. So with this, I'm going to start sending the energy. And so what you'll do is you'll pick a hand where you want to receive the energy, right or left. And then you're going to gather the energy in that hand. And then when I tell you, you're going to slowly start to send it to the other hand. And usually the first couple times are pretty slow, but then the more you do it, the faster it goes, sort of like a laser. Okay. All right. So I'm starting to send energy now. So you're going to gather it in one of your hands. And so just imagine that hand getting warmer or more tingly. And that's because you're gathering that energy. And now you're going to start to send it to your other hand. And so, as I said, it's going to go a little slower. And so right now it's just entering your head. It's behind your first eye. It's slowly pushing forward to the other hand. It's about halfway through. It's behind your other eye. It is just exiting your head, and the energy is being gathered in your hand. All right, so imagine that hand is just getting full of tingles and heat. And so now start sending it to the other hand. And this will still be a little slow, but I'm going to let you guide it. When you get to the other hand, you're going to gather that energy. So we're going to wait just a moment for everyone to get about at the same place. Okay, so start sending it. So I'm going to let you guide this one too. And then when you get to the other hand, gather that energy so it's more powerful as you send it back. And as you feel the connection between the left and right brain hemispheres strengthen and grow, you can send it through faster and faster. And so I'm going to let you guys just go ahead and imagine that energy. And so if you really like this exercise, but you get to the weekend and you think, gosh, I could really use another healing pulse brain balancing, you can use the healing pulses that you're going to get to go and call it in. So we'll talk about that in just a moment because we'll do another healing pulse. And then I'll also give you 7 healing pulses to use whenever you decide you want them. All right, so that was, I think, was that only our 3rd healing pulse of the night? You know, sometimes we do like 6 to 8 pulses, but tonight was a little different, I think, with my new tools. So, all right, so let's do a healing pulse. But first, tell me how you did with that. For people who have not experienced the healing pulse before, did you enjoy it? I mean, not the healing, but the brain balancing. So, because that's the key thing is that to balance the left and right brain hemispheres. So it's sort of an interesting thing. All right, so this is going to be our last healing pulse of the night. And so with this, you're going to get a little baggie with 7 healing pulses in them to use at any point in time that you want. And so basically to access it, say it's tomorrow night. Wow, they must have needed the energy, Victoria. That's pretty funny. Victoria has all these cats that live in her house, but they're not her cats. So, yeah, it's sort of funny. But so with this, when you want to access the energy, you know how when you start, you rub your hands together? You still do that, but this time, when you rub your hands together, you're accessing the energy from the healing pulse in a baggie. And so, all right, so think about where you want to receive the energy. Do you have some place that you're in pain? Do you have discomfort? Do you have anxiety? Have you used all the other healing pulses? And so now you don't really have a place to send energy to. Oh, you know what? And sorry, we've got one more thing to do after this. I totally forgot something. So, so you're going to send the energy, send it to either your head or your heart or your aura. And we'll do an aura strengthening right after this because I forgot. That's our new tool that we started a couple weeks ago. And so if you don't know where to send it, don't just not do it because this can help you. And so just send it to yourself in general and imagine the energy going to where it needs to go. All right, so rub your hands together and place your hands where you want to receive the energy. And I am starting to send now. And my main request to you is just be open and allowing. I'm going to add a few little items to this. So this will probably be your most powerful healing pulse of the night, just because I'm going to add a few things to it. And so just breathe it in, allowing the healing to happen. Breathing it in and holding it. And then when you can't hold it any longer, release it. And as you release it, let go of what doesn't serve you. Open and allowing. Okay. So that was Healing Pulse number 4. And we're going to actually do number 5 because I totally forgot. We're going to do an aura strengthening. We've done it the last couple weeks. And I think for many of you, it is a pretty powerful thing. Fabulous Victoria, thank you for sharing that. And so with this, the benefit of strengthening your aura is it also helps protect you. And so the stronger your aura, the stronger the protection it can give you. And so basically, I'm going to send you one more healing pulse. And this time I want you to send it to your aura, which some of you, it might feel like it's right here. Some of you, it might be like way out here. You know, everyone's aura is a little different, and it sort of depends on how much work you've done with yourself. Um, so when you think about sending it to your aura, so like I typically send about here, about heart level, although it probably makes more sense to do solar plexus level, which is the center of your chakras, because it's chakra number 3, and it is the power center. But I typically like doing number 4, the heart, because to me, the heart's that's my favorite chakra. So think about where you want to send it. Or do you want to send it like up here and then just imagine it all going down? So you've got some choices. None of it really matters a lot because the energy will go to where it needs to go. So rub your hands together. And this will be just a short little thing. So if you find this helps you, you might want to start out your morning, every morning, with this and use one of the healing pulses in your baggie. And so as you're rubbing your hands together, you're pulling one of the pulses from the baggie, and then you're using it here. Okay? That is such good news, Anne Marie. You had a lot going on with not doing so good physically. So, okay. So let's do the aura strengthening. Okay? Ready? Rub your hands together. All right. So I'm going to send energy to all of you. Imagine my hands are on your hands. And so I'm just helping you. Actually, I think in the past, we just had you guys do your own. Here's how much my memory doesn't work well after a week. So the past couple of weeks, we just had you guys do your own energies, which works good too. And I sort of wanted you to get used to doing that, but you can use it and use the baggie too. So sorry. I should have thought that through, but it wasn't on my little plan for tonight. Okay, so just breathe it in. Okay, so that was the aura protection. So for those of you who have done it the last few weeks, And I'm so sorry because I really encouraged you to use your own energies because I didn't want you not to do it because I wasn't there to give you the energies. So now you've got some choices. So I would like you to get used to using your own energies because I do feel so no one else can see this but Joan because Joan's on YouTube. So I'm going to share this. So that's Joan, love the aura strengthening, and she's going to start using it every morning. So I challenge each of you, especially when you know that you're going to have a tough day. People like Jane. Jane, are you listening? I want you to do this every morning too with the aura strengthening. So I really think this will help you. So let me know if anyone has any questions. Oh, and if you have not had an aura scan, so this scans, actually it scans auras, and then I've got all these other programs that does your top 5 areas. And I think it does like typically it scans 20 different programs and it does the top 5 that need some work. And then I can do detailed for a number of those. But this also sends frequencies too. So if you have not had your scan with this, let me know because I need more information from you. So make sure that I'm your friend because if I try and message you, it usually goes into spam or put a note here. So fabulous, Leslie. I'd love to hear that because I think it can only help you. And it's really a fabulous form of self-care. And especially many of us put everyone else first. Wonderful. So I will be here next Thursday. I hope you are too. It has been another amazing evening. And I'm glad we have everyone's good luck button on. So I don't know if that means you guys should go out and buy lottery tickets or what, but I'm not that lucky when it comes to lottery, even with a good luck button being on. But yeah, some people are. So have a fabulous night. I will see you next Thursday. Again, be in touch if you need a scan or if you did a scan and you have questions or want to do it again. I'm probably going to be starting something like this call only specifically regarding the Healy and running scans for people. So just because it's so different than the others that I typically do, and there's some really cool things that go with it, but I don't want to take away from some of the individual healing that I do here. So maybe a different night, but we shall see. So thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous night. Bye.